Okay, then let's start. Okay, just for the record, this session obviously is being recorded and you will also get this PPT later on, but it is still very important that you attend this session throughout and pay attention to everything that is being mentioned in this entire session today. All right, let's start. First of all, whatever in this presentation, as you can see, it is updated till 9:30 a.m. today. I tried to compile every single bit of information that is there. So beyond this, if you find any information, please check the All About Music website, their Instagram, and just their official app also, which we will talk about right now. First of all, when is it happening? 6th, 7th, and 8th August from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. One more thing about this meeting, that right now I'll go through the presentation. Once it's over, we will move to questions so that you can basically ask anything that you want to, and we will clarify it for you, right? Okay. Yes, and on those 3 days, the academy will stay closed. You are all expected to be there at All About Music. Where is it happening? Obviously at Grand Hyatt. I have shared the location also, so nobody has confusion that you don't go to the wrong Grand Hyatt and you're standing there alone on that day. Okay, let's begin. First of all, if you have never been to All About Music, you need to know what it is. It is India's largest music industry conference and networking event, right? So you will find speakers there for discussions. You will find all the heads of different companies. Basically, it's the perfect place to meet everyone from the Indian music industry, right? This is super important. So this is not an event you take lightly. You take it as seriously as possible, right? Now, the theme for this time, every year, All About Music has a theme. This time, the theme is synthesis. There is a whole post about it. So I've shared the Instagram link. You can check it out later. Awesome. Now, always please, for any updates, make sure you pay attention to All About Music's Instagram, their website, and even their link tree. If any links, like recently we got the link for the internship opportunities. So make sure to pay attention to all of that, right? Okay, now this is very important. First of all, you need to know what all different categories are there at All About Music, right? Now, you have first, I've listed the important ones, I've highlighted them in yellow, but we just need to go through all of them. You have the curators. Curators basically help organize the event. They pay attention to all the little details. So you have Sunny MR, Priyanka Khimani, Dev Sanyal, all these big players in the industry who really pay attention to how to curate All About Music, right? So these are one of them. You can obviously check the links of them later on once I share the PPT, so you have all the bit of information. Then partners obviously are all the sort of agencies and brands, even us for that matter. Lost Stories Academy is the educational partner again this year, so that's one of them. Now, the next thing is speakers, right? So you have different guests that are invited specifically from different parts of the music industry to speak about things, right? So there are multiple rooms inside Grand Hyatt's main area where the conference will take place, multiple ballrooms, multiple places. Now, different ballrooms and different areas will have different session going on. So there are three types of sessions that primarily happen. One is your keynote, where you will have some big personalities sort of show up and they will talk about their experience and everything. So like this time we have AR Rahman, Shankar Mahadevan, Lisa Mishra, Char Diwari, and a bunch of more people there for that as well. So that will be your keynotes. Then you have masterclasses. Masterclasses is where you also have some more intricate uh, sessions on how certain parts of the industry happen. So, for example, it could be music marketing or artist management, where you could have someone like Ayushman Sinha give a masterclass on how artist management works, right? Then you also have workshops. Now, workshops are slightly technical and have more detailing based on certain technical or creative aspects to music. So it could be music for films and TV. How do you do background scoring for a specific South Indian film? Or it could be how do you create the design language for a music video, right? So you have specific professionals from the music industry in those workshops, right? Now, one very important thing to note, you will not be able to cover each and every keynote, masterclass, and workshop. That is for sure. That is why it is important that you check the schedule, on their app or even just on the Instagram, keep checking it and shortlist the ones that interest you, right? You, because on all 3 days there are very important and interesting events happening. You cannot cover all of them, so just pay attention to the ones that you really want to listen to, right? So make sure to do this research beforehand. Make sure to shortlist the ones that you need to, so that it becomes easier for you and you're not just aimlessly navigating the halls of Grand Hyatt, hoping to just enter and see what's happening where. You have very specific goals in mind and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to. Okay, now coming to a very important one, which is Connect Corner. Now, Connect Corner, if you don't know about it, it's basically a section where we call it the hangar, where basically you have a huge giant room where you have, let's say, 30 to 40 tables kept, and on one end of the table you'll have someone from the music industry who is one of the guests who's been kept there, and then the other table is available for you, which is where you can just sit and you can sort of speak with them for 5 minutes, pitch them, get their emails, ask questions, whatever it is you want to. So that's the Connect Corner. It is an area specifically kept for networking, right? So we will talk more about this later, but just pay attention to Connect Corner. It is the most important thing at All About Music, in my opinion. Okay, let's continue. Right. First, let's talking about the speaking sessions, right? You, like I mentioned, you'll have industry professionals, panel discussions, workshops happening there. You could have obviously music distributors, labels, your distribution companies, streaming platforms as well, Spotify, Apple Music, right? All of those as well. So, like I said, pick and choose the ones that you really want to go for. Also, very important, sometimes at speaking sessions, at the end of it, the person who's moderating the speaking session allows for questions to be asked. Doesn't happen all the time, happens with for a few sessions. So it's very important that you keep your questions ready just in case for all the sessions that you're planning to attend. If they don't ask, too bad, but in case they ask, then you can confidently raise your hand and you're not coming up with some vague, weird, generic question that you probably should know the answer to anyway, right? So please make sure to go through the sessions, what questions you really want to ask, what will make sense, right? So please keep your questions ready beforehand. Okay. Next, coming to Connect Corner, like now let's talk a little bit more in detail about Connect Corner. Like I mentioned, it's a one-on-one conversation. So if I'm sitting on one side of the table, you can come up to me. Obviously, don't come up to me because I'm from Law Stories Academy. You already know me. Don't waste your time on me. But one person can be just sitting here. It could be, let's say, the A&R head of Azadi Records, and on the other hand there's an empty chair. You can go sit there, you can speak to that person for 5 minutes, you can network to them, you can exactly ask them for a demo email. You can pitch yourself that I am this artist, I have a song that I have made, I have a bunch of demos, I want to work with your label. We will talk more about how do you network with them, but this is really important that you sort of know exactly who do you want to talk to. Now, important thing about Connect Corner happens for 1 hour each, twice a day. So one could be at 11:30, 12:30. One could happen at 3:30, 4:30. So 1 hour slots you have, and there will be 2 slots in a day. So total 3 days, which is 6 slots. Now you will get to know the schedule on the app on which Connect Corner slots, who all are sitting over there, right? So again, this is even more important that you research each and every person that's going to be at every Connect Corner slot and pick and choose the ones that you want. Because again, it's 1 hour, there will be more than 35 to 40 people in one Connect Corner slot. It's going to be jam packed. There's going to be thousands of people trying to network with everybody. You cannot meet every person over there. There is no way you can do that. Also important that if, let's say, if Gully Gang India, Azadi Records, Amazon Prime, you know, these kind of big companies are there, you can expect a massive line for them, like at least 25, 30 people in line waiting just to speak to them, right? So that is also something to note, but it is super, super important that you really pay attention to who it is that you want to meet. Like for example, last year, one of our students had this goal that they want to meet these 20 people out of all the Connect Corner slots, 3 of those people are in Connect Corner slot number 1 on the day 1 at the first time slot. So then that person in that 1 hour could easily go to those 3 tables and then exactly pitch what they want to, because one could be a management agency, what could be a booking agency, one could be a record label, one could be an artist management company. So you know exactly who you need to reach out to, you know exactly what do you want to say, and you do your research beforehand, right? So this is very important. During networking also, you do not just simply go to a, let's say if you're going to a record label, you just don't sort of say, this is me and I want you to sign me, right? There is a proper procedure to it. There's a way you should research about this. Don't be vague in your line of questioning. You are representing Lost Stories Academy, and you have to make sure that you come off as smart individuals who have information, who have the knowledge about the music industry, because that is what you have been taught throughout the course as well, right? Now, we will talk more about networking later. I just want to get over with first what Connect Corner is all about, right? So, as you can see, make sure you do your research. There will be so many slot kind of representatives in one slot, so you make sure you choose who you want to meet. Figure out your priority schedule. I will show that in a bit, right? And very important, please follow the guidelines and do not network at one table for more than 5 to 7 minutes. If you can cover in less time than that, even better, because important thing to note, there will be a person who will be standing from All About Music, just sort of repeatedly saying, please do not spend more than 5 to 7 minutes at one table, please do not spend more time than that, because you have to be considerate and respectful of other people. There are people waiting in line wanting to speak to somebody, so you know exactly what you want. You get to your conversation, you give your contact details, you get their contact details, and you end the conversation and you move on to the next person. It is very blunt. You don't, there is nothing about that you will be rude to somebody or something like that. It's a networking process. You quickly get what you're supposed to, and then you move out to the next conversation and be respectful of the other person who wants to network with that particular representative, right? So please keep this in mind. Okay, now coming to how basically you need to network about this, right? So if let's say I am reaching out to um, Gully Gang India, and I am a rap artist who basically has a bunch of tracks that I want to share. I want to demo. I want to share my demos to Gully Gang India. Now, if you just go up to Gully Gang India and be like, I have a bunch of demos, I'm a rap artist, sign me, or I really want to get signed on your label. Now, that is a very vague approach, and the chances of success for something like that, I'll say probably 10% or 5%. That will not help you, right? So, what strategy that I usually suggest in situations like these is, first of all, who is the person at from Gully Gang that is going to be there? Know that person's name, know their designation, search them on LinkedIn. Also, find out about Gully Gang India for the last 3 years. Who all are the artists that are signed to Gully Gang India? What kind of music are they looking at? Let's assume for the last 1.5 year they have not signed any artist who speaks in Hindi. They are looking for artists that primarily speak in English or other regional languages, right? So that way, at least if you are somebody who speaks in Hindi, maybe they are not the right people right now for you, because that is just not what they're looking at, because that is the exact response you'll get from them. Even if you send them an email after All About Music and they're like, we are not currently looking for this right now, but please reach out to us later when you have more demos, which is just a way of saying that they are not interested right now. It's not their time right now. That's not what their goals are. Your songs are not aligning with the goals that they have in mind as a label, right? So, but you would not know this. You cannot have this assumption unless you do this research. So please do your research thoroughly and know exactly what you need to. So now let's say if you were a regional artist, or you're somebody who raps in English, and you reach out to them. So the best way to sort of network to them is you go up to them, you say the person's name, you explain that I have been following Gully Gang India for quite a while. I have recently seen all the in the last 1.5 year the artists that you have signed. You can name a few artists as well, Sumyoki and a bunch of other people that you have signed currently. And I really feel like I have I your vision for the future of Gully Gang. I might be wrong, but this is the future that I see, at least in the direction you have been heading in the last few years. And I think that my music would be a really good fit on your record label, right? Now, see, the moment I say something like this, there is way more possibility of me getting a demo email, or at least just an opportunity or a foot into the door of Gully Gang, because they know that I've done my research. They know that I align with their vision. And these kind of companies do not look for short term growth. They really want to have people long term who really stand with the vision. So now you have just created a, your probability was 5%, and it automatically has gone to probably 75 to 80%. Obviously, then the remaining is that your songs that you share are of good quality, you're professional throughout the process, right? Which is what I've mentioned over here as well. Just at the end of your conversation, you get their contact info. Usually it's an email for demo drop, or just to send them an email later with your press kits if you're a someone who wants to go to a booking agency or somebody, or their phone number as well, right? Now, uh, I have mentioned here that you should also keep your tracks, but just note, at Connect Corner, nobody really listens to your music right then and there, because you have 3 to 5 minutes. You're supposed to talk, get all the information, and leave. So don't start making your tracks be heard, like give them a headphone and make them listen. Uh, they might be nice to you and they might start listening to you, but that's not what they care about in that moment. So just make sure to have your um, just things ready, but do not start asking them to listen to your demos right away there. Once Connect Corner is over, and in case you meet the person in the hallway, and let's say you want to talk with them further and they happen to be free and they're not sort of networking or talking to anybody, then maybe you can speak to them. Hey, we are talking in the Connect Corner. Do you have a few minutes? I would love to make you listen to some of my demos. If they are acceptive of it, then make sure you do that, right? But at Connect Corner, just sort of explain yourself, give your contact information to them, maybe if they ask for it. Because usually, if you give that well of a networking pitch to them, they will want your contact info. But otherwise, get their contact info, exactly what they need, right? Get an email, get a phone number, get something that is very important to you. Now, when you are not at Connect Corner and you want to sort of submit your music or anything, then basically, as an artist, you basically keep a pen drive is a good option, and even like have pair of headphones so that you can make them listen to your music right then and there. It's a very last option thing, but it's something that you can definitely do, right? um, or you can keep your song files on your phone in a folder and keep them ready if you just want to make somebody listen right then and there. If you don't want to buy a separate cheap pen drive and just give it to them, because people are hesitant to keep pen drives, viruses and all of that, it may get scanned if they eventually take it. Usually nowadays, SoundCloud demos, SoundCloud links is what works, right? So ideally, if you want to still make them listen, have the songs on your phone, and just make listen to them through the headphones. Right now, very important, that you make sure that all your tracks are properly named. Do not be like, demo V1 point something. Like that's very bad. That does not look professional. Or even if it's your press kit, press kit version 4, something like that. No, please write clearly, write the year of the press kit, write what you need to. If it's a song, write the song name, the artist name. You can write master demo, just something like that. That's more than enough, right? But um, so the other thing is, if you do not have your songs on your phone, that please also make sure that you have SoundCloud links, private links that you can share to them later on as well. If they ask for it, you can share it to them WhatsApp, or otherwise you have these things ready so that, so that after, let's say, Connect Corner gets over on 8th August, within the next week, you reach out to them, because the networking is fresh in their mind. So you want to reach out to them right away. So that's why you have all your links ready. Everything is ready. Everything is good to go. So just make sure to do that. Right. Now, last thing I mentioned, make sure all your tracks are properly named, whether either you're making them listen, you're giving them a pen drive. If you're giving them a pen drive, please also have a Word document with all your contact info. Otherwise, it's completely useless, because all the demos are going to be there, but they will have no way of contacting you. So please make sure to have a Word document with your contact details also in the pen drive. Cool. I hope this is clear. If you all have any questions, please keep them noted down right now to yourself. At the end of the presentation, I will go through the questions with the rest of the faculty as well. Cool. Okay. Now I'm going to basically present to you an example. Just give me a second. Let me drink some water. Okay. Now, coming to, I'm giving you an example basically for Connect Corner. Like I mentioned, that there will be 25 to 30 people in each Connect Corner slot. There are total 6 slots that are happening. So there's a lot of people and you cannot meet everyone. So I'm giving an example here. Let's say you are somebody who has a student ticket, right? I have an example for artist ticket as well. Right now I'm talking about student ticket holders, right? Now, basically, for All About Music in general, have your aim, your goal in mind. If you're a student and let's say you don't want uh, to have your music signed right now, anything, you just want to sort of looking for information, right? Or you just want to get some research, right? Or that even for speaking sessions also, you want to know that, oh, I want to really know what AR Rahman's approach will be towards this, so I really want to check out their session. So you basically, you have done your research and you know exactly who you want to meet, right? That's very important. So here, this is an example I'm going to give you. There can be many other examples based on what your priority is, but please decide your priority, right? So let's go through this one. Now, the aim for this particular student is that they eventually want to become an independent artist. They currently are in the learning process. They're still studying music production. They do not think they're ready just yet, but they are working on tracks and they are building their artist profile. So eventually they want to become an independent artist, and they are basically researching and looking for good music distributors and marketing agencies that can help market and increase the reach of the tracks when they do release. So it goes on editorial playlisting, it goes to, you know, all these magazine agencies or whatever for promotions, etc., right? So now we know that this is the goal that you have in mind, right? So now you can go from and look at the Connect Corner ka list of all the people. I have shared the list at the end of this presentation. There are a bunch of Instagram links, so you can go through each and every one. It's also available on Instagram, so you can check it out there. But let's say I have this entire bit of list. Now, from that list, I have shortlisted these 4 people that I want to know specifically for this aim. Now, this is a very short list. I've only kept 4 people, but there are so many people that this list can go up to 10, 15, 20 individuals. It can be different lists for different aims that you have. One could be wanting to know about the shows. One could be wanting to know about getting signed to a label. One can be about management agencies accordingly, right? So like let's say this is a very small list that I have. I have decided one would be I want to meet Tanya Narang, who's the artist and relation executive from Madverse. Now, if you know, Madverse is one of our partners as well, so you can reach out to them and get more clarity about Madverse as well. Second priority for me is Amit Oja, who's the artist and A&R manager from Gully Gang Entertainment, right? Then I have Vedika Agarwal, Aurora Collective. I have Sandesh Jha, who's co-founder of M Cube. Now, just by looking at M Cube, you cannot tell what M Cube is, right? But when I went on Instagram of All About Music and I saw one of the Connect Corner posts and I saw M Cube, now I got curious. Now I'm like, okay, what is M Cube? So I open up M Cube, then I open their Instagram, I open their website, I check them out on LinkedIn, and I find out, oh, it's a music marketing agency. So this makes perfect sense that I should reach out to them, right? Because a lot of companies, their names just wouldn't make sense. Like, what does M Cube mean if you didn't know they were a marketing agency? You would have no idea. And that is exactly why you need to sort of pay attention to this. You need to research about every individual who has that showing up, and then figure out who it is that you want to meet, right? So your work all the way till 5th of August is extremely hectic. For the next 1 week, you have to really pay attention to every single person that's going, like stalk them, research them, do everything that is necessary, and just find out exactly what you need to. So basically, be pinpoint and clear in exactly what you need to know, right? So this is my shortlist created. So now how does this work? Now let's say I have this shortlist that I've created. Now let's assume the first 3 people are going to be in one Connect Corner slot. Let's say on the 7th of August at 3:30 p.m. Like these 3 people are going to be there. So now what I know is the moment I enter that hall of Connect Corner, the hangar that we call it, I straight away, I don't have to go around and look through the tables and decide who to speak to, because I already know. So now what I will do is I will just straight away go, oh, Tanya Narang is over there. Great, stand in line. right? Oh, Amit Oja, Tanya Narang is over. Okay, who do I have to meet next? I have to meet Amit Oja. Great, I'm gonna go to Amit Oja and meet over there. Now you see, 1 hour will feel like a very long time for you because of the thorough research that you have done. But if you do not do your research, it will feel like a very short time, right? This is very important. I talked about this last year as well, with the students. Now I'm going to give a spoiler from last year. So this is what happened, right? I did this exact presentation with the students, with the artists last year as well, and most of them did not do their research, right? No matter how much you enforce on this, you are all adults and you should know exactly what to be done, but a lot of them didn't. So this is what exactly happened on day one of Connect Corner. Because you saw, all of a sudden there are 2000 people inside one hangar, and there are 35, 40 tables, and it's very crowded, there's barely space to move. So I literally remember seeing almost 35 to 40 of Law Stories Academy students just standing in one corner of the hall, in a very, like, a corner where water bottles are kept for if somebody wants water. They're just standing over there, and they are just, like, afraid. They just don't know what to do, because they did not do their research, despite me screaming and telling them that this is exactly what you need to be doing. So please, for yourself, for your future, as an artist, please do your research, right? Otherwise you will go there and you will get overwhelmed very quickly by the entire event, because there's a lot happening. It feels like there's too many people over there, and I really don't know where to go, what to do. It will take you an entire day to even figure out, if you do not pay attention to everything that I'm mentioning here and you do not do your research. So please make sure to do that. So that's what I'm saying, that if you have a short list, please keep your short list ready, so that you know exactly who to go to in that slot, right? So once your shortlist is ready over here, now let's say if I have 10 people on this shortlist, right? So now what I need to do is find out, in those 10 people, who is going to be at which Connect Corner slot. Let's say Tanya and Amit are going to be in Connect Corner slot number 1 on 6th of August at 11:30, or whatever the time the slot is, right? And then Vedika Agarwal is going to be at 8th August, but at the 3:30 p.m. slot. And Sandesh Jha is going to be on 7th August. So that way you shortlist all of your full list that you have into time segments of who is going to be where. So now it becomes equally clear, because otherwise you are at Connect Corner, you have your short list of 15 to 20 people, but you are spending at least 15-20 minutes just finding out, oh, who is available in this slot. And you don't need to do that, because AM will have obviously released the schedule completely. It's available on their app. You will also find it out on their Instagram, so you would know exactly who to reach out to. So please, uh, I know we're taking quite a lot of time on this Connect Corner session, but it is very important. So that is why I want you to make sure that you are extremely thorough on the company, on the individual, have your questions ready, know exactly which slot they are going to be in, and so that you can execute the moment you are over there. You know exactly what you need to do. Awesome. We'll go through questions at the end. Okay, I'm gonna go through one more option. So here I'm talking about artist ticket holders, right? People who have the artist tickets. There's no difference really. Student artist can network both. Only on your badge it will say student or artist. But I'm just showing an example of an aim that an artist ticket holder might have, right? So an aim for an artist ticket holder might be that they are already an established sort of artist, intermediate established. They have a bit of following. They have released a bunch of music. It is doing well as well. But so far they have been managing themselves. No one has been managing them, and they want to take their career to the next level. So now they are looking for a management agency to help with that artist trajectory and future growth. So based on that priority, based on that aim that I have decided a priority order. So now I have KV Sagar from who's an artist manager from AK Projects, right? I have Dev Bhatia, who is CEO of Big Bad Wolf, which, if you don't know, has Pratik Kuhad and a bunch of major artists signed to their agency. So you need to pay attention, because let's say now Pratik Kuhar, very indie sort of music. Uh, Now you look at Big Bad Wolf and you go on their website and you sort of go through their artist roster, and you see whether, let's say you are a dubstep artist, Now, if they do not have any dubstep artists on their agency, maybe this agency is not a right fit for you, but you will not know that if you sort of just go on their Instagram and be like, oh, it's a artist management agency, cool, let me shortlist them. No, you need to do extremely thorough research about the agency, go inside out, go to their website, find their artist roster, pay attention who they have. Because if, let's say, they don't have any dubstep artists on their agency, then maybe they are not the right agency for you, because they might not be able to network you, and that way it saves you time at Connect Corner, so you exactly know who to reach out to, right? So please make sure, don't just do like, a little bit of research, do extremely thorough research with this, right? Similarly, I have another shortlist. Sakshi Devan is senior BD manager from TMC. Now write the full form, pay attention to it, go through the Instagram, and then you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, right? Again, here also I mentioned that create your shortlist, create your priority order, do the research for the company, for the individual, have your questions ready, and then keep your pitch to them clear cut. Even write down what your questions you want to ask, so that, because you will have 5 to 7 minutes at Connect Corner only per person, right? So you go to that person, you know exactly what you need to ask, you know exactly what you need from them, you do exactly everything that is required. Otherwise you will start asking very vague questions. Even if you have shortlisted correctly, you will go there and you won't know what to ask them. Your pitch might be really bad. So you want to make sure you pitch exactly what you need to. You're saying everything correctly. You know what needs to be done. Cool. Let's move on to the next slide. Right now, I have shared the links here. There are few more slides. So all the Connect Corner representatives till today 9:30 a.m. whatever Instagram posts I could find, I have linked them over here. So you can click them and go to each and individual link. I will share this PPT on the group so you can go through it. But basically here you will sort of go through all these links and then research each one of them. So like I said, once your shortlist is ready, check at the Connect Corner which representatives are sitting on which day in which slot, so that you can make your networking process as efficient as possible, right? So this is page 1, there is page 2, there is page 3, and then there is page 4 as well. These many Instagram links are there for all the people that are going to come to Connect Corner, right? Obviously keep checking their Instagram if more people show up. This last link is the one that I saw today morning till 9:30 a.m. whatever I could find out over here, right? So make sure you do that. Now, very important, I request everybody, since I think the event will start at 10:30 a.m., please try to reach by 9:30, 9 o'clock, or maximum by 10 o'clock, especially on day 1, because you will need to get your bands and everything, your ID card and whatever, right? So you need to, and there will be a lot of people. There's expected to be more than 2,500, approximately 3,000 people that are going to show up over there. So it'll be very crowded. So you want to make sure you are there on time. Now, the first things first is that you, before you go to All About Music, you have their app ready. So I have kept the Android and iOS links over here, so you can check it out later. Make sure you download the one, and you have to log in with your registered email ID. So once you put your email ID, an OTP will go to your email ID, and then you can log in into your account, right? So if it doesn't work out, then you can text me and I will check with the All About Music team what can be done about that. But that's number 1, that you keep the All About Music app ready, you keep the notifications on, you keep checking what you need to do. We will look more into the app as well, right? But what I also need to talk about is that area. It's basically one giant main sort of straight area, and on the left and right there are multiple halls that are available over there, right? So your first thing that you need to do is locate each and every hall, the ballrooms, the workshop rooms, the hangar for Connect Corner. Go and locate them so you know exactly what is where, so that you are not confused that, oh, I have to go to the masterclass room, where is that room, and then you are walking for 20 minutes in the hall, because again there are 3,000 people. You have to sort of push your way through and go through the people and to your hall. But if you don't know, then you will start looking and wandering around, entering random rooms and don't know what to do, right? So again, now you have multiple halls that are inside the venue where speaking sessions, discussions, workshops, masterclasses will be happening. So like I mentioned, even for speaking sessions, then pick and choose the session you want to attend. arrive 10 minutes early. So let's say, for example, AR Rahman session is going to be happening, the speaking session. Now, we know obviously for that session, a lot of people would want to attend there, right? So if you don't arrive 10, 15, 20 minutes early to that session, you will not get place to sit. You might not be able to enter the room also very properly, because it will be heavily crowded, right? So you need to make sure you arrive there before time. But this can only happen if you have even your speaking sessions shortlisted, right? Otherwise it doesn't make sense. You're just randomly entering somewhere and you're figuring out what to do, right? Now, even at the venue, there will be the display screens kept over there, which will keep telling you that currently which session is going on. They're not as up to date as the app, and just sort of obviously going into the room and checking what's going on. But also please make sure to keep checking those as well, right? Yeah, and full schedule will be available on the AOM app, so please make sure to check that. Okay, let's continue ahead. Now, this is the All About Music app, right? So obviously you can download it, Android, iOS. Just make sure you log in. I've told you how already. But this is basically the home screen where you can see the schedule, who all is going to be in Connect Corner, who the speakers are, all the attendees, all 25,000, 2,500 of them. So you can see the names also, and you can connect to them as well. My schedule, and then help desk, right? I will talk about my schedule in a bit. Now, when you see this my schedule section over here, basically is this second tab over here where you can now see, when you press all, you can see all the sessions that are happening, but you also have like ballroom 1, ballroom 2 as well. Now let's say I click one of the sessions. So the moment you click a session, the session details will show up over here, right? What date it is, what time that session is going to start, and who all other people that are going to be in that session, right? And you also see this plus icon over here, this calendar and plus icon. So you can click this, and what happens is then this session will get added to your my schedule sections, because here you're seeing all sessions, but here it will get added to my schedule. So basically what you need to do is you need to go through this entire list and then decide, okay, I want to see exactly this session, I want to see this session, and you can add them to your calendar, so that you do not have to spend time scrolling through the entire app completely, and you just know exactly what you need to go to, right? So that is very important. Please do this beforehand, right? And then obviously, like I mentioned, like how you have the attendee section, the speaker section. So here you can see, you can even search. So if you search, let's say if you want to search one of the artists that are there, somebody else who has a similar ticket as you, even their names will be available here. But if you want to check over here, you can also do that as well, and then you can network with them. It's not fully up to date, since everyone is supposed to log in and log in into their profiles and do that, but to some extent you get the basic information of who is available and who is going to be available over there, right? So if you are looking for certain specific individuals that you have been networking throughout the year, and you want to know whether they will be available at the event or not, you can search here as well. Maybe another artist that you hadn't been in touch with for a few months, and you want to check whether they are coming to this event or not, because everyone who has bought the tickets, everyone who is going to attend, their names are over here, from students to artists to delegates to speakers. Everybody is going to be here. So make sure you download the app and really do your research, shortlist the sessions that you want to reach out to, that you want to attend, and make sure you do that, right? Otherwise it will be useless, because the app is very helpful for you, but it is only helpful if you pay attention to it. Okay, next, like I mentioned, that there are different areas at Grand Hyatt for All About Music. There's a huge area over there, like I mentioned. So there is a ballroom 1, there is a ballroom 2, there's a ballroom 3, there is a workshop area which is called as the mahogany room, and then there is a masterclass area which is called as the grand salon room. I forgot to add one more, which I'll add later, which is the hangar, which is where the Connect Corner sessions happen. That's a separate hangar. Outside will be like a big tent in the middle of, I believe, ballroom 3 and the workshop room. So you can go there and as well check as well. So again, so you saw the previous slide, you can see here that it says ballroom 1, ballroom 2, and all. When you press all, you see all the sessions. Maybe you want to know what is happening in a certain room, right? So you can then even there select, let's say I want to go into the workshop mahogany room and I want to check what is happening. So let's say I want to attend the artist management 101 session, which is happening at 4 p.m. on 6th of August with Ayushmann Sinha, right? So um, the app is super helpful, super important. Keep your notifications on, keep checking exactly what you need to do, create your schedule, have everything ready, right? That's very important. Okay. Next. Now, a small thing, but kind of important, that since all of you are sort of representing Lost Stories Academins as ongoing students or as alumni who have graduated from the academy, there is a basic code of conduct that you need to mention, that I should mention over here basically to you all, is that you need to first of all dress appropriately for the conference. Don't just enter in random shorts and slippers. Please make sure you dress normally, and it doesn't have to be super formal as well, but you know dress appropriately is what I'm saying. Now, speak in a very friendly manner. Please just make sure you are setting the tone over there, because you do not know who you might be standing next to, who you might be speaking to. It might be an editor from a very big magazine agency, or it could be from a Spotify India or somebody, representatives that are there, because there are a lot of people that are going to be there. So you make sure you put your best foot forward, and speak in a friendly manner, because I'll tell you something happened last year. Um, so day 2 of All About Music had just gotten over, and a very prominent editor, music sort of music industry editor for like news agency, was available. Amit Gurbaksani, if you know him. So he was over there, and when this Connect Corner, when everything had gotten over around 6 to 7 p.m., he was leaving Grand Hyatt, and he was going in a cab, and and he asked one of the students to join him in the cab, right? So, and it was a Lost Stories Academy student. And then later Amit himself put out a post, a screenshot, or a story on Instagram, saying that had a great event at All About Music on day 2, got to be in touch with a student from Lost Stories Academy, and he spoke about how Aishwan Sinha really helped him further his artist career, and sort of give a very good advice on those things, right? So was automatically a very good impression of Lost Stories Academy through all of this, right? So this is something really important, that you really speak politely, have your research ready, and look like somebody who's prepared, know exactly what you want, right? So that is super important. Now, uh, All About Music premises, basically when you enter Grand Hyatt, the downstairs area, it's basically one long giant area where the All About Music section is going to take place. So please make sure you do not venture into other parts of Grand Hyatt. I know it's a big hotel, it's a prominent hotel, doesn't mean that you will start randomly roaming around just because you want to check out the hotel and what all is over there. Please do not do that. Please stay within the venue. Please do exactly as required. If you're done with the conference for that day, please go home and then come back for the second day. Come back on time again. Come around 10 a.m. so that we can start exactly on time again. Right? Okay. Uh, the next thing, like I already mentioned, please research appropriately before arriving at All About Music. Even basic things, like I've already given the link on the first slide, that the location of Grand Hyatt, so you don't end up at the wrong hotel as well. What time the first session is starting, because sessions start on time. Maybe on day 1 the 10:30 a.m. might start at 11, but once it starts streamlining, everything will start exactly on time. So you make sure that you arrive on time for these sessions, right? uh, Create a list based on the research you want to do and who you want to speak with exactly. And last thing is that please be clear about your agenda, your strategy, your goals, your aims at All About Music, right? What is it that I want to achieve, whether I'm an artist and I'm actually looking to further my career, or if I am a student and I want to learn more about certain topics. Maybe I want to know more about music business. Then what exactly in music business do you want to learn about? So you have that strategy clear, and based on that, you know exactly who you want to reach out at All About Music, right? So please have everything prepared beforehand. Keep your Word documents ready, have a PDF ready, have your notes ready, have everything ready. Please make sure to do that. I know a lot of people after seeing this also will not do it. That's fine by me. I've done my part, but I really request you, for those who do it, please take it as seriously as possible. Okay. Now, I've also mentioned a list of things that you need to prepare, whether you're a student or an artist. Number one, like I mentioned, your goals and aims that you want to achieve out of All About Music. Second thing is your elevator pitch. Now, elevator pitch is basically what is it that you want to, if you have 5 minutes with one individual, what is it that you are going to tell about yourself, who you are, what kind of music do you make, or if you're a DJ, then what kind of songs that you really you DJ, what venues do you do, what is it that you're looking forward to do, whatever your pitch is, but keep it short, keep it specific, keep it to the point. Nobody wants to know what your sources of inspiration are, that how what kind of music do you aspire to make, or all of that. Unless they ask you that, you do not answer that, but you keep your small pitch to the point, so that if you're at Connect Corner, you have 5 minutes, you know exactly what to ask, and you know exactly what to present about yourself, not just at Connect Corner, but even randomly when you're walking the halls of Grand Hyatt, where the conference is taking place, you know exactly what to ask. Now, third thing is, have your contact info ready, right? So usually people, if you want to exchange the phone numbers, Instagram, everything. So a lot of people, yes, obviously carry physical business cards as well. So if you want to print those out, you can do that as well. I have seen last year as well, a bunch of artists have really creative ones, so they have been working on those for like quite some time, building the design language. Personally, I wouldn't want you to spend too much time on that. Instead, what you can do, I've shared the link. There's this app called as Blink, BALINQ. So you can go there, and basically has like a contact card, which basically it's like a QR code thing. So if anybody's like, please share your contact with me, you can just give them this QR code, they can scan it, and it will open a contact card for them, and they can just add it to their contacts, right? And then you can just text them later as well. So that will be like super smart, super quick, super helpful, gets rid of all the paper waste as well, all those things as well. So just make sure to do that. Next, like I mentioned, keep your demos ready in your phone, on pen drive, SoundCloud links, everything. Have the AM app ready. Create the priority list for all the representatives you want to meet at Connect Corner. Find out what day and slots they're located in. Make a list for the speaking sessions, workshops that you want to attend as well. What exactly you want to, because you will miss out, because there might be a session happening in a speaking session which might be clashing with your Connect Corner. Now you need to decide, is the Connect Corner more important to you, or the speaking session more important to you? Based on that, you will then decide, and then you will go to whatever session you want to. At Connect Corner, if it's about to start at, let's say, 11:30, please reach by 11:15, 11:20, because you want to be early, because it'll be very crowded once it starts. If you arrive once the Connect Corner has already started, 10 minutes into it, it will be like a fish market. There will be way too many people over there. So you want to make sure you are um, really thorough on time, you're really punctual about these things. So I have created this checklist, so that you don't have to think after this presentation is over, and like, oh, what do I have to research now? I mentioned a lot of things, but you don't remember what all I mentioned. So this is why I have created a checklist for you, right? You thank me later, right? Now, there are also these important resources also for students and alumni. So what basically All About Music does is, on their Instagram, they put out a bunch of posts as well, how you can create an elevator pitch, how what you should keep in mind when speaking at Connect Corner, right? So these are a bunch of these slides. So let's say I open one of them. Let's say I'll open this one. um, so the one that I just opened is about Connect Corner. I know you guys can't see it because I haven't spread your screen, but one of them is about Connect Corner, that basically how can you make the most out of it, right? So that is something that you can look into. Let's come back to the slide. Okay. Now let's continue further. So you can go through these links later as well. Now, I've added, so I forgot to get rid of this bracket. But again, the All About Music team basically has sent a few messages that on day one, at least, please make sure to reach the venue by 9 a.m. Or at least 9:30 a.m., because you will get your ID card. So you want to make sure you get them on time, because there'll be a huge line. There will be a lot of people. I will personally be there early at 9 a.m. as well. So just to make sure everybody gets what their credentials, and no one's missing out on anything, and so that you know exactly where you need to head to, right? So please make sure to do that. And second thing that they mentioned, the All About Music team, make sure you check the All About Music Instagram and their app for any sort of updates that are there. Awesome. Okay, that's it for this sort of presentation. I will share this with all of you on the group. I will even share this video recording that I've done. I will upload this on YouTube, and I will share the unlisted link for it. I also have the recording for last year's All About Music preparation session that I did. I will share that as well, so that you have both versions of it, so you know exactly what happened. Because at the end of that last year's session, there were a few sort of questions that were asked by students, and Prayag sir was also there and he had answered a few questions. So this will be really helpful for you guys, so that you can exactly know what all advice you should get, how you need to prepare, all the questions that you need, right? So please go through those videos as well later on. Okay, just give me a second, let me look at the chat. From the, it's not showing no account, it's not live. So the account is available. Dhruv, Dhruv has message, he's trying to log in but it's not showing. So I will check that once. I will see the email that you have logged in with and we'll try to see what we can do with that. Okay. Yes, I will share the link. The link is available in this PDF itself. I will share it in a bit. Okay, let me just stop the share screen for a second. Okay, now let me just go through the participant list once more. If there is anybody. Okay, now you can ask your questions over here, and if anyone wants to ask by audio, also you can do that. Okay, Aryan has a question. For someone not looking to pitch demos but wanting to work with other musicians, how can they make the most of Connect Warner? I don't have a strong portfolio of released work, so my goal is to work with musicians on labels or assist experiencing doing that. Right. So um basically, yes, first of all, you can the fact that you know that what exactly your goals are, that is very good. So now the one thing that you need to do for a session like this is obviously keep your pitch ready, that depending on whatever work that you have done in the past, whatever your experience is, whatever you have, just make sure you have that ready, you have all of these things ready, and then you know exactly what it is that you want to reach out to them, right? So inside the Grand Hyatt, there are also a bunch of other artists that are going to be there, some that you might even recognize, right, who might be following on Instagram. Even you can go through the list of attendees on the app and you can go through that. So then that way you know exactly what you want to reach out, so you can research a bit about them, you can get to know, oh, this artist makes this kind of music, so I know exactly who I need to reach out to. And then you, because again, what kind of music do you make? um or you want to work with certain engineers, but again, depending on what genres you make, maybe certain people make sense to you, right? So go through the attendees list. Even in the app you have the option to filter out the artists and the students and the delegates, so you can filter out and like go to artists and you can just go and look over there, okay, I want to work with this particular artist, and then you can research more and be like, okay, this person's makes electronic music, so maybe I want to reach out to this person, right? So you will have to do that. Even for DJ, you're asking additionally what opportunities are available for DJs at such events. So for DJs, there is a lot of booking agencies, a lot of management agencies available. There are also going to be a lot of other DJs as well, so you need to go there. Like I know for a fact there's a wedding event management company. There is like Crunk Live, for example, is going to be there, which handles a lot of such events. Impresario is going to be there, which handles your socials and antisocial, right? So you can definitely research more about each person at Connect Corner to find out who is related to the DJing community. Yeah, this is your job, that now you will have to do this. I'm telling you a basic idea, but obviously I might be missing out on a few people, so you need to go there, you need to research on the individuals, and then you need to figure out. I hope this answers your question, right? I will share this PPT so that you know exactly what you need to research about. Second thing is, could you provide the app link? Yes, I will provide the app link. I even found out today about it, so I have put the link. I will share it on the group as well, so you know exactly what you need to do. Okay. Anyone else has any questions? Then please raise your hands. Yeah, Prasun, you have a question. Wait, let me unmute you. Yes, Prasun, tell me.
Hi, so this is my first time attending this workshop,
Okay.
and I am a singer,
Okay.
and I'm looking to, get into music industry. And the other thing, this is my first question, to whom, if there are any recommendations from you,
Mm-hmm.
to whom should I, prioritize my connect corners or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one question is like how long a demo is generally, like which we are submitting.
Okay. So basically, demo can be, I mean, depends on the song really. If it's 2 to 3 minutes long, whatever works, but just don't have unmixed and unmastered demos. Just make sure they are, properly done and ready. You don't want half-hearted work to be made to listen over there, right? You just make sure everything's ready. Time length is, I mean, songs these days come out at 1 minute music as well. There's 2 minute music. There's, you have 3 to 4 minutes as well. So it totally depends. There's no problem with anything like that. The other question you asked, that since you are first time and you are a singer, and what you should do now, this is important. I cannot tell you what to do unless you have your goals figured out. Like you are mentioning, you are a singer, right? So I'm going to assume and that you can decide for yourself. But let's say, okay, you are a singer who primarily sings in English, and you want to work with artists who make, let's say, house music, tech house music, and you want to make music like someone like a John Summit or something like that. Those kind of artists you're trying to look for, right? So and you're also looking for music publishers and sort of production agencies where this kind of work happens, right? So okay, now see, instead of having a very broad goal, I am a singer and I want to work with people, now your goal is even more structured and narrowed down to exactly what you want to do. So now based on this, you will then decide, you will go into the Connect Corner slots, you will go into the research, and you will then look at, okay, I need to speak to this particular person from this particular age. Let's say I want to talk with someone from Anara Publishing Agency because they have a bunch of songwriters, and I am a good songwriter as well. And I think they have a good amount of producers on their listing, and I feel like I can provide them a good amount of royalty-free vocals as well, or just basic vocals where a certain percentage cut. I can do that. So that is something that, again, you have your goals in mind, you have exact research ready, and then you know exactly the people who to meet. Now that makes it much more easier, and based on that, you exactly know which Connect Corner slot to attend, which hall to be in, which person to reach out to. That you can do, right? And then obviously you meet with certain artists over there, students. You try to just be a little extroverted, reach out to people, hey, how's it going? And then you sort of build up a conversation, and then you sort of see if someone has any value to you or not. So that is also very important, right? I hope this answers your question, right? You let me know if it answers. If you have more questions, anybody, just please raise your hand. Aditya, you have a question. Is it like we have to attend the whole schedule of 10 to 8, or we can just leave? Okay, so important thing, the event starts I think around 10:30 a.m. every day, and I think around 6:30 the Connect Corner, the networking, the speaking sessions get over around that time, maybe 7 o'clock, I think. After 6:30 or 7, there is a showcase which happens on every single day. So in the showcase is basically performances. So for the people who had artist passes, there was an option to submit your video for showcase. Basically, they look at that video, and then they sort of choose who basically out of those are good people for live performances, because these people are up and coming artists who have good amount of music, good amount of following, but now they're about to go to the next level. So they will perform over there, and you will get to see firsthand, because it's not just you who is watching them, it's also like all the agency heads and all these really important people who are going to watch. Like last year, I remember Nazy the rapper, he was in the crowd just right there with us, and he was watching the performances, and maybe he might be looking for someone to sign on his label later on as well, right? So but the thing is, those showcase session, that thing happens, that is not a networking event. So I request each and everyone, please do not try to network at that moment, because now the entire day is over. 7 to 8 hours of networking is over. So now you want to just chill, you want to enjoy some music, because it's a music industry conference, right? So just enjoy it, pay attention to it, really have fun over there. Just try to just build a bit of a conversation, just have fun over there, right? And then come back tomorrow and you do that. So yes, it is not necessary that you have to attend it. Like some people attend till, let's say, you are done after Connect Corner, the evening Connect Corner after 4:30, you're done and you don't have anything to do, and there is no speaking session, maybe that does not interest you. If you still want to attend something, you can go and attend it, but if you wish to leave, you can definitely do that. There is no restriction over there. So that is something you can definitely do, right? I hope, Aditya, this answers your question. If anybody still has a question, please raise your hand or text over here in the group. We'll wait for another 2 to 3 minutes just to check. हाँ, मैं so your co-host, you can say.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the main thing here is to get over, a lot of people find it difficult to initiate a conversation. So, your elevator pitch वगैरह हम इसीलिए तैयार करने को बोल रहे, so that you get comfortable. You need to have, confidence to walk up to people and just start introducing yourself. Just do this. And there are like people everywhere who come from this mindset of connecting, right? So don't just go there and don't not connect with anybody. It's a connection event only. So make sure कि जो भी है पहले से थोड़ा सा plan करके लेके जाओ. And this is why you want to make a list of people that you want to target. You'll find it. There's a lot of people there, and most of those people are already going to be talking to other people, right? So तुम अगर ढूंढते रह गए तो फिर बहुत सारा time waste होगा. इसलिए ये सब पहले से research करके रखना है. Okay? And don't be scared of talking to anybody, and you can literally talk to anybody. Not all of them are going to be useful contacts, but it's still good to like put your name out, right? They'll also check out your work. If they like it, they'll share it with somebody else. So try to talk to as many people as possible. Stay there for a while. And if you want, make sure you're carrying a small snack with you, because it gets to the time कम रहता है, फिर lunch करने जाओगे बाहर तो time लग जाएगा. So carry a small snack and like a water bottle with you. Yeah, water तो उधर actually रहता है, तो it's not उतना नहीं है. And another thing is, it's a season is bad, right? Last year I went there, I also got like a sickness after that. So make sure you're carrying something like a mask just in case. If you feel like people are, falling sick around you, keep wearing those masks. That's all I wanted.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Amisa. Okay, Aryan has one more question. That do you have any suggestions for people coming from outside of Mumbai and what typically happens after the event post 7 8 p.m. The like I mentioned, if you're coming from outside of Mumbai, just leave early so that you arrive on time so that you don't miss anything. That's the only advice I can give. Do try to attend all 3 days, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Your ticket includes all 3 days. So whatever the ID card that you give, the credentials, do not misplace them. It's very difficult to get another one, so just please make sure to do that. And like I mentioned, after 7 p.m., once the networking is done, then the showcase happened, which is basically the performances, and they're pretty good performances. All very different types of artists are over there. Some who use probably like a drum machine or something, and DJs. You also have singers, songwriters, sort of, a lot of people are there, so it's actually pretty good, and you should definitely check it out. Prasoon asks, anything specific that is not allowed inside the venue? I will suggest don't carry your laptop charger and any of that. Phone charger maybe, but I barely see even a plug to charge a phone. So that's something that you need to keep in mind, that don't carry your a heavy bag. Keep it as light as possible, because you're going to be there for a very long time, so you want to make sure you don't carry too much over there. Water's available over there, you don't have to worry about it. Food, yes, for lunch you will have to go. So again, Bashan's asking if food and beverage is available. You have water available over there, you can definitely do that. For food, if you want to so there is a period where lunch takes place, I think for about an hour, inside the area as well, in one of the ballroom areas, but that is only for some of the delegates. And if you have purchased so the tickets that you have, they do not include food in them, because for food you get a separate token which you wouldn't get when you get your credentials, because you don't have it. But if you want food separately, I think the price is around $9,000 for 3 days, so you get lunch served on 3 days from Grand Hyatt's chefs only, I guess. Their whole buffet is over there. So if you're keen on that, then that's an option. But otherwise, you can go outside the venue, eat something, come back, or you can carry your own food as well. That is something that I would rather recommend, is carry your food with you. I think you can, but just make sure you can bring your own food from home. But sort of just be very careful when you package it. Don't spill it, like, don't create a scene. There's a lot of people. Yeah, but don't carry like a whole, full big lunch and like multiple boxes, because there's no place to really sit and eat. So I would rather suggest something like a sandwich out of a box or something that's good, so you can just sit in one of the empty venues and just sort of it over there. But you cannot like open up your whole, tiffin box with like multiple dishes and stuff like that. Don't do that. Just keep it light is what I'm saying.
Yeah, something like a sandwich or a roll, because वहाँ फिर बैठ के खाना खाने को जगह नहीं होता है इसलिए.
Yeah, there's
So
barely
it's
any
going to
space.
be a lot of people there. So something that you can carry, stand in a corner and eat, that should work.
Karthik is asking, should I carry headphones to make them listen to my unreleased songs? You can. It's not a problem, but
But no, that's not the idea there. Okay, see, nobody
yeah,
is going to have time to sort of listen to your music. Okay, everyone's
that's
in their
true.
own world. Okay, they just want to connect with you. वो खाली contact information लेगा तुमसे. You have to introduce yourself. They should remember that introduction, and they should connect with your card या फिर whatever you are connecting with. I would suggest make like a card with a QR that leads to all your socials and just give it out to whoever you meet. So, बस उतना ही. Don't make them listen to your music right then and there. The whole point is to just to connect. Later on, you can hit them up and then tell them ki, like, this is my music. We met at AM and you had asked me to share the music. Here it is. Let me know how you think. What you think about it. That's it. But उधर कोई नहीं सुनेगा. वो
Right.
mindset ही नहीं रहता उनका. उनको उल्टा खराब लग सकता है.
Yeah, so especially at Connect Corner, do not do that. Nobody wants to listen over there. When you're walking outside the hallways, if you're around with friends or people you haven't met in a long time, very rarely have I seen anybody just bring out headphones and listen to demos there. There, because you're meeting so many people, you're building so many contacts, you only spend time sort of just getting contacts, talking about what's been up with people you know, and people you don't know. You obviously try to find out more. You just exchange information, right? So that's why I mentioned, even if you're carrying USBs, you give it to them. You keep your songs ready in your phone just in case. Make them listen via the speaker also, is completely fine, but you ideally don't carry like big headphones or anything. If you have small Bluetooth earphones, maybe that's an option, but otherwise it's purely networking. So you want to make sure, so you are either networking or you're either learning something about the industry through the speaking sessions, masterclasses, workshops, all of that. So it's either one of the two. So you make sure to just focus on that. Okay, do we have any more questions? Anybody? You want to raise your hand, ask anything? Does anyone have questions? You can text on the chat. Okay, cool. I think that's it then. I will share this recording and the summary of it and the presentation on the alumni group. So make sure to go through it. If you have any more doubts still, if you have doubts regarding the conference in general, regarding research in, then you can just sort of text on the alumni group itself. If you have any specific doubts regarding logging in, registration, some issues happening, then you can reach out to me as well, right? Yes, the app link also I will share on the alumni group. Don't worry, it's also included inside the presentation. So if you don't see it there, you can definitely click in the presentation as well. Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Make sure to do your preparation. I know I've said a lot in the last 1 hour, but I also know that even after all of this, a lot of people do not pay attention and do not do their research. So please make sure you do everything that is required of you to be most prepared. I don't want to see anyone being at the event and then just standing in one corner because they are overwhelmed and scared and they don't know what to do, despite me and Amit sir telling exactly what needs to be done. Cool. Thank you guys so much. See you at All About Music.